It's one of those days, huh? कुछ बोलने का ही नहीं है.
It is one of those days. I mean, this was not the kind of bowling that you were expecting here, especially on a wicket that was finally giving some purchase for the fast bowlers. You expected a Jasprit Bumrah to come steaming in to, absolutely rattle the English batting lineup. You expected
There was no reason why not. There was no reason why not. I somehow felt that Anshul Kamboj's first spell just kind of threw India off gear.
And it was also bad that he started the bowling. So, whoever starts the bowling has such a huge responsibility to make sure that they're bowling tight lines, that they're soaking in the pressure, or let's say putting the opposition in pressure, not giving away easy runs. But that's exactly, and Anshul Kamboj did exactly opposite. He was bowling very wayward lines. He was not quick enough either. There was no movement. There was no lateral movement. He wasn't getting anything off the pitch either. It was just a disaster for India.
Before we get on to our game plan for day 3, let's for a couple of minutes talk the impact of Ben Stokes.
Yeah, I think we should. And I keep saying this. I said this. And the biggest difference maker in England's win at Lord's was Ben Stokes. Ben Stokes bowled 24 overs in that last day.
9 overs on the trot twice.
9 overs on the trot twice. He also bowled 20 plus overs in the previous day. So 40 overs back to back from Ben Stokes. That is the kind of impact that you want to see from. That is the kind of impact that you want to see from your captain. Again, now intensity is not just about his bowling. He's putting in the same intensity on the field as well. Remember Shubman Gill on the second day? Yes, Shubman Gill on the first day, I'm sorry. Before he got out, that one cover drive that he hit completely, and Ben Stokes dove. And how did he stop that? A lot of us were wondering, how does this even happen? If there was one journalist who was sitting next to me, and he said, if that was any other man, that ball could have gone through him. It was that fast. But Ben Stokes, the kind of intensity that he's bringing on the field, and you know what the best part about is, there's so much clarity about the ploys, there's so much clarity about the field set. Instantly, it's so proactive from Ben Stokes. Look at the way that he trapped Sai Sudarshan. Look at the way that Shubman Gill's weakness was exploited. Then later, when it was Shardul Thakur and Ravindra Jadeja trying to take the game away, once again, Ben Stokes with those field sets, with that imminent bowling, immaculate bowling. It was, I mean, how do you describe it? How do you even compare the impact that Ben Stokes has had as captain versus the impact that Shubman Gill has had as captain?
Yeah, I mean, you've got to accept this, that Ben Stokes has out-captained Shubman Gill. I'll give you, Gargi has already said it quite beautifully. I'll give you 4 or 5 instances. England was struggling. By the way, very similar. Huh? India was 245 for 3 at Lord's. England is 225 for 2 now in Manchester as we do this show. 245 for 3, searching for inspiration. India has taken the session, Rishabh Pant and KL Rahul in. The ball had gone to the other side of Ben Stokes. He actually turns and throws it towards Rishabh Pant's end and gets him a run out. And then that, scream. And you could understand what that run out meant to Ben Stokes. That changed that entire game. Rishabh Pant out there could have got 100. India could have just taken that lead, 387, a 50-60 run lead. Lord's, India would have won. It was Ben Stokes who completely transformed that game. She's already spoken about the 2 spells. I'm not going to repeat that. Here, again, India has batted the first session well. India has taken control. Second session also, 2 wickets. Yeah, that Yashasvi Jaiswal wicket was a bad shot. Your captain's in. Somebody who scored a double 100 and 150 in the series. Ben Stokes induces that mistake, gets that 3rd wicket and wins that second session for England. That is the kind of impact. Again, on day 2, something that Gargi referred to. India had once again put together a partnership. Washington Sundar playing really, really well along with Shardul Thakur. This guy comes again. The captain comes again, induces that mistake, picks both, picks a 5 for after 8 years. Imagine the kind of impact Ben Stokes has had on the series. Not just with the ball, but also on the field, with his body language, with his leadership, the way he's galvanizing his players and leading this team. has been absolutely brilliant. So one has to take a pause and say that, you know, the difference in many ways between the two teams has to be Ben Stokes.
Has to be Ben Stokes. And you know what? Also, in that last answer, I meant to say Washington Sundar and Shardul Thakur. I said Ravindra Jadeja.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
No, but Ravindra Jadeja's wicket was
Jofra
a fair
Archer.
one. It was a very good delivery
Yeah.
from Jofra Archer. But now coming back to Ben Stokes, you know what the kind of bar that man has set for himself? I remember, and if you watch him very closely, I don't know if you can see it on the telly or whether or not those moments are caught on the telly. But if you watch him, even if a single is getting leaked, he gets disappointed with himself, let alone a boundary. You know, it's not even about Ben Stokes and his own bowling. Even when a Jofra Archer is bowling, if a single is leaked, if a double is leaked, he's even disappointed with that. Let alone he's completely, you know, furious when a boundary is conceded. But on the other hand, if you have that kind of intensity where you're saying to yourself that even a single is unacceptable to you, then that shows how much intent that man has, what expectations that he holds from his bowlers as well. Compare that to the kind of bowling that India did. India, unfortunately, yesterday had their shoulders down. It started on a grim note. Look, we all know, we from the outside did not know whether or not Rishabh Pant would bat, and no madman.
Nobody knew.
Nobody would.
He went to the hospital and then comes to the ground and decides to bat.
In a moon boot, he comes in a moon boot and slippers. Who would have thought that Rishabh Pant would bat? Anyway, from the outside, it was clear that the situation or the mood atmosphere in the team was grim. Debashish was situated where the bus sort of comes through into the stadium, and then the players get off, and he told us that the mood is somber. You did not see that when Rishabh Pant walked in, and when we spoke about this yesterday in those lives as well, that the Indian team should now do it for Rishabh Pant. A man who has broken his foot is coming out to bat to contribute 10, 20 runs or whatever he can. If he had not gotten out, he would have made 20 more, who knows. But at that point, India needed to get motivation from that, from what Rishabh Pant did. Unfortunately, they did not. When you compare an England on the field versus an India on the field, the difference of intensity is night and day.
I think that is the point, and this intensity that Gargi is talking about is largely going to be attributed to the captain. Largely going to be attributed to the captain. So one has to absolutely accept the fact that unfortunately for India, we haven't seen the same kind of inspiration that England has seen. Now, can India make a comeback? What do you reckon? We have seen multiple times England do that. We have seen 430 for 3 leads.
Yeah.
We have seen England make a comeback. We have seen multiple times, we have seen Lords 245 for 3. We have seen England make a comeback. Why can't India make a comeback here? You still have 150 runs to play with. Couple of wickets, 3 wickets, and you're into the England middle order again. Why can't you make a comeback?
100%. There's no reason why you can't, unless you don't take advantage of that first hour. That again will be very, very crucial. We keep saying this time and again, but that's the situation at this point. We are doing this show at about 7:30ish. Yes.
I mean 7:30. You are watching it at 7:30 England time. What is the weather prediction for around 11?
England time.
Yeah, which is 12 o'clock India.
Yes.
12 o'clock India. So when you're watching this show at 7:30, what is the weather prediction around 11? Will there be cloud cover?
Yes, that's exactly where I was getting at. Now you're going to see the match start at 11 a.m. I was closely watching and monitoring the weather app, and it has been pretty accurate from what we've seen and we've discussed in the past few days as well. It's been very, very accurate. The hour-by-hour analysis has also been accurate. So from 10-11 p.m., the prediction for rain starts 10-20%. Now, the chances of precipitation are very, very low, but you know what works in India's favor? The overcast conditions. From 11 a.m., there is a prediction for the next couple of hours for there to be overcast, and it's going to be grey and cloudy. Now, if you don't take advantage of that, then you cannot do anything. This is the pitch that is giving you juice. It is a pitch that is giving you movement of the pitch. How are you not taking advantage of this?
I think what Gargi just said is India's best chance.
Yes, that's it.
I think that's because if you don't take advantage of the first 2 hours, it's game done.
Of course it's done. You know why? Because Joe Root is still there. If you don't get Joe Root's wicket, if you keep giving him dollies like that, if you keep giving him loser deliveries like that, he's going to punish, he's going to score 150, 200. You never know. Joe Root loves this ground. He has an incredible average at this venue.
I thought that Jasprit Bumrah delivery to Joe Root was an absolute jaffer. Should have just got it. Yeah, I mean, ball literally cut him into two. Unfortunately, yeah. And you know, you need something to go for India on a day when Rishabh.
So many bad things have happened, and such a unfortunate series this has been for Rishabh. And it started off so good, and then from Lords, it's been one after the other. The index finger injury.
What's the gut saying? Can India make a comeback?
Want to see them make a comeback, want to see them make a game out of this, because then you know that this team has.
You reckon Shubman Gill can actually inspire as leader?
Has to. Shubman Gill has no other option but to bring that intensity right now. Yesterday, his shoulders had dropped. He was getting frustrated. It was very, very clear. And you know what? I understand nothing was going India's way yesterday when it comes to bowling. Your bowlers were not bowling the right line. You had an off-field set, but you kept bowling on leg side. It kept going for boundaries, one after the other. Ben Duckett, Zach Crawley punishing you all over the park. But you can't let that affect you, or you can't let it show. You can't let it show to the opposition that you're getting affected by this. England have taken the game from nothing to their way multiple times throughout this series. Learn from Ben Stokes about how to keep the intensity up. Shubman Gill, unfortunately, he's lost his deputy on the field. He might just come out to bat again, but he has to take the team now. He's the captain.
What's the talk?
Oh,
huge moment for Gautam and Mone.
I think
huge moment for Gautam and Mone, because if this bowling attack doesn't stand up, India did not get any movement. England got tremendous amount of movement.
It's like they're bowling on different
conditions, different pitches. Absolutely, and Mone Morkel will have to take responsibility, be accountable. Mone Morkel has been with us, been with this Indian team in Australia, been with this Indian team in England. Where is the scorecard where you will see one bowler has improved and the graph has gone up? These are important questions that will be asked of Mone Morkel. Gautam Gambhir and Mone Morkel, what's the talk? What can be the talk?
You know what? I think aggression brings out the best of this Indian side. You saw that happening multiple times when Mohammad Siraj is charged up, when Shubman Gill is charged up. Now, I don't know what is happening with Shubman Gill when it comes to batting, but he needs to make the bat talk. That, I think, is also one of the reasons why Shubman Gill is so frustrated on the field. It could be, one of those counter products of, it's just, I think, too complicated right now. You need to straighten the thread out. You need to unwind and understand. Forget about today. Forget about yesterday, whatever happened yesterday. Yes, you went very, very wrong with your bowling, but it's a new day. Conditions will go your way. The pitch is giving you movement. Bowl consistent lines. When you're not getting lateral movement, and you weren't for a long period of time yesterday as well, that might happen once more. We never know. But when that happens, your only friend is consistency. And if you're not bowling consistent lines, then you're not going to pick wickets. That's it. It's simple.
Gautam Gambhir, what's the talk? He's known for fight. He's known for fight. Gautam Gambhir is defined by fight.
Yes,
so what's the talk to the team, that can you bring this back? Yeah, I mean, the point that I was making is Gautam is known for the fight. If you remember 2009 New Zealand, that 137 carrying the bat through, saying we are world number one, we have to prove it. Gautam Gambhir has always been known for a fight. This is his chance. Push the team. Get the best out of your players. Get the best out of your bowlers. Rishabh Pant has shown there is enough motivation in that change room.
Yeah.
Take a leaf out of that and get the job done.
Maybe it's Rishabh Pant who needs to come out for a pep talk.
Why not? Why not?
I mean, who better at this point? And he needs to be there. I think the Indian team also need to remind themselves that if Rishabh Pant with a broken foot can do all of that, they can do anything else. And England again, your example is right in front of you. England have done it time and time again with intensity. Bring that intensity on the field. Don't let your shoulders drop once again, and just take the game away. Consistency is the name of the game.
We've got to close this show on with 3 points. One, if India ever needed inspiration, it is sitting there in that change room. Rishabh should talk. Rishabh should talk and make that point that anything is possible in sport. 2. Shubman Gill should realize that this is a day, today, which could make his legacy as captain go sour. If India doesn't win the first session, doesn't win the second session, England scores 550, 600, this is game done. You will never be able to play catch up, and it will be Herculean, on a weary pitch with a Jofra Archer and others teaming in. India will find it massively difficult. So for Shubman Gill, if there was ever the time is now. Finally, for Gautam Gambhir, the ledger doesn't show good. The ledger doesn't show good at all. Australia, New Zealand, and now England. All of a sudden, the murmurs will start getting louder. Yes, Gautam Gambhir has support and all of that, but ultimately in sport, it's winner takes all. You cannot deny that it is winner takes all. And today is the day when, as head coach, he has to make a difference. Can India do that? Will India be able to step up? Will Rishabh Pant be able to inspire his team? Will his not being there, be the real challenge that India would now say dented them once and for all in this series? Questions galore. Today we'll give all of the answers, and Gargi and I, as always, will be back with you. Candid analysis, transparent analysis, calling spade a spade. That's been the nature of our coverage, and we will be back with more. Thank you very much for watching.